All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of go through the drawings tool in Procore, go over the markups, how to use the markup tool, how to use drawings to your biggest advantage out in the field. And this is all going to be done through the tablet. If there are questions about the web browser version, I do have that available, but I'm mostly going to guide this just through the tablet, or I would say mobile version of Procore. So first off, there's a new kind of beta out that is changing how the tablet version looks. They pretty much made a open page on the left-hand side here that gives you a breakdown of all your tools, and then the white screen in front of you that kind of gives you where your main topic is going to be sitting, such as drawings, RFIs, submittals, whatever it needs to be. That's where it's going to live. To jump to a project, so at the top here, you can see select project. You can search through the project tabs, or add your recent projects right in the middle of the screen there. You can click your recent project. So what that's going to do is going to bring up the project page. As you can see on the left-hand side there, you now have all your tools located on the left for your ease of access, so they're not kind of clogging up the screen. And then again, all the tools are still in the middle if you want to use the middle until you open up a drawing or open up another tool. For project information, just as a rundown every time, you can always click on the little SOP that says project links up there. And it will show you the location of the project, any project links I already have in the PH University YouTube here, a conduit fill calculator from Southwire and a voltage drop calculator from Southwire. So if you click on any of those, it's going to bring you to where you need to go. Same thing with the university page. And you can always add more project links in if you have the right permissions, or you can ask your PM to add them in from the web browser. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the drawings. So on the left-hand side, you can see right underneath the tools that's highlighted, the drawings tool. You can just click that for easy access to the drawings. And the way that Procore is now structured is that there are different drawing areas, which will house the different drawing documents that we want. In our Procore, we have it structured for contract drawings, vendor drawings, prefab drawings, coordination drawings. And this is where each one will live, so it's easy for you to look in the correct folder of what you're looking for. Contract drawings are all architectural and engineered drawings issued by the GC. So I'm just going to tap into that drawing area, and it's going to give you all your sub-disciplines listed there. You can also filter by clicking the filter above those. And you can also sync. Sync will actually update based on the updates to the drawings themselves. And it will not download all the drawings to your tablet, because obviously we don't want your tablet filled up with a bunch of data. So it will only download the ones that you click into unless you actively want to download all. If you want to look at just sets of drawings and see what has happened within just a set is different issuances of drawings. So for instance, we can look at just Bulletin 15 drawings or just Bulletin 16 drawings. We click in there, it will list out by the issuance, or sorry, by the discipline, and then you're able to look at those individual drawings. Additionally, you can always just search within the drawing set for a drawing based on number title, or if you want to just look for electric, it's going to actively look for the words within the drawing. So as you can see, the name of the drawing doesn't actually have the word electric in it, but it's looking at electrical for the discipline. And let's type in ELEC. I think it's RM. Now you can actually see it's found within these drawings, the word ELECR within one of these drawings. And I'll show you highlighted. So see how it says ELEC and then carried rooms. That's what it found for you. So this is very helpful if you're looking for a specific like panel board or a specific, let's say, VFD within the project and you have to go through all the different drawings, this can speed up your search for that individual item. So once you actually have a drawing, and these are going to be uploaded and maintained either by the PM or by the GC, depending on if we can link the projects or not. But all your drawings should be up to date in here and should be maintained by the PM staff. When you look at the drawing on the left here, you can bookmark a drawing if you hold down on top of the drawing itself. So let's just say you are going to be working in sector 2.1 for the next few weeks. It might be beneficial just to bookmark that item for yourself. And then back on the tools page here, you can see it's now one of my bookmarked items. So instead of me having to go and find the recent drawing again, I can just easily click back onto that one and it brings me right to the drawing I bookmarked. So now that we're in the drawing area itself, I'm going to go back to tools to show you one more thing. On the drawing, you can see the title of the highlighted drawing here is level 1 power floor. Right underneath that, it says revision 1. If it says revision 0, that means that there's no revisions to the plan. This is the only drawing. Anyone with a revision number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, that means that there is another drawing that has been replaced by this current drawing. And Procore will always show you the most current drawing or tell you when it's not the most current drawing. Additionally, since these are synced from when you actually have service, they're only up to date when you have a service. So you should always update your drawings before you head into the field. So just quickly sync the drawings like this or download the version, and then you're good to go out to the field. When we're looking at the drawing itself, you can tap the little X button up here to expand it, and it'll bring it up. You can zoom in just like a regular tablet would. Zoom out. You can pan, move. Up top, you can either lasso objects to, if there's multiple markups you want to lasso. And then we're just going to go down a couple of the tools here. Color is going to be any color of the markup you want to do. So if you want to, let's say, just do markup in red for your fire alarm, you can choose red. If you want to do blue for your system or green for your grounds. These are going to be marked up with the pencil. If you hit the pencil tool, either pen or highlight. Let me move this down here. When you click pen, you can change how thick the line weight is and draw different lines like this. If you're on the computer and you hold shift, it will allow you to draw straight lines. And we'll keep going until you finish the markup and choose the hand tool again. And you can see if you click on any of the markups, they're individual markups. And you can either delete them, you can link them to an RFI, a submittal, another document, or a coordination issue. Coordination issues will link if we have a model available. We can also copy the markup. Duplicate the markup. And if I just select that lasso again, I can lasso all the markups and delete. Or lasso all the markups and I can publish them. So when you create a markup for yourself, it is not visible to anyone else. So if you were looking at this page without a published markup, this is only visible to me and my account only until I hit that publish. Once I do, this is now live for everyone else to look at. And you can see next to the published, it has that little check mark. So now anyone on the project, regardless of their, I would say authority, is able to see a drawing, can see your markups. So what I've been telling Andrew Pelosi in the field is like he can do his markups for his plan, mess around with kind of some ideas and designs before he actually publishes it. So he can start just doing this stuff, get some information from the field. Like, let's say I don't want to do these receptacles, but that hasn't been decided yet. I can just leave these unpublished and they're not shown on the drawings. And how you can do that is if you could choose a little filter up here, you can see all the different filters that are available here through different markups. And what I want to do is just look at the publish layer versus personal layer. So if I turn off the personal layer, you can see that's just the markups I have versus the publish layer. There's nothing there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn these receptacle ones. We're not going to do these ones here. I'm going to publish those. And now underneath the filters, I'm just going to turn off the personal layer versus the publish layer. So now when you're doing your markups, you can either turn them on or off for visibility to see whatever you want to see. And it makes it much easier for you to mark up this drawing. I'm just going to actually delete all of these. The next tool is the cloud tool. If you hold down and if you see that little triangle at the bottom right of each little markup, that means that there's extra options if you hold down that markup. So for the cloud, you can choose a cloud, you can choose a square, you can choose an oval. And as you can see up top, there are a couple options that change, such as the line weight, as well as the opacity. So we can change the opacity of the oval, of the square, of the cloud. Sorry. You're not able to change the line weight. You're able just to draw a cloud. But for the square, I want to change the opacity. I want to change the line weight, as well as the color. Take a look here. So very quickly, you can make some markups based on areas. Additionally, is most of these markups do have a availability to link to other drawings or to other things. So let's say you want to RFI these two receptacles because there's not enough, let's just say there's pipes in the wall, you can't actually get it within them. I can link this to an RFI and it'll bring up all the list of RFIs available to you, or you can just create a brand new RFI right from the screen here. So receptacles won't fit. You can take a photo. So I'm actually going to just actually take a picture of my screen here and my Dunkin' Donuts cup. Perfect. Full access. So now I have a photo. I just need to choose a couple of the fields here for the RFI manager. But once you fill out all that, you're able to create the RFI right from the drawing here. And we'll automatically link that to the RFI responses too. So anyone in the field be able to see this. And again, until you publish that, your field team will not be able to see it. Arrows. Arrows going to work pretty much the same way as the pen. You can just draw arrows to wherever you need. Same thing, you can always link, delete, duplicate. And same thing with text box. You click into the drawing, it'll create a text box that you're able to write, and you can size it up and down. And you're always able to kind of maneuver this where you need to. Calibrate. Calibrate works really well. Procore is working on a better way to get the drawing to be calibrated based on the actual sheet dimensions that you give it or the sheet scale. But for the time being, you need to know a certain distance from the field. So I always recommend just looking at the architecture drawings to find two different column lines. And what you do is you hold come on. Make sure calibrate is on, and you just press your finger down and drag and give the measurement of what needs to be. And you can always edit this 20 feet for the calibration. And now when you do your ruler, you're able to measure line to line by just clicking and holding. So you click, hold on the screen, and then drag. Same thing for area. I want to choose an area. Or let's say I want to do a pipe run. I want to figure out roughly how much conduit to buy. I can do freehand and then just draw a line. And it gives you a total length. Lastly, I'm just going to lasso all those markups. Come on. Oop. Delete them all. And lastly, I'm going to go over pins. So the pin down here allows you to quickly add photos, punch list items, or videos, along with coordination issues, to a drawing. So it's a quick connection. So let's say I want to take some pictures of the wellness area. I'm just going to click a photo within here. You can see I can either choose a photo that's already existing in Procore, take a photo from the camera on my iPad, or choose from the library of photos within the iPad. So I'm just going to take another photo. Here's Igloo looking a little bit worse for wear, but she's doing good. So now that photo lives within the drawing itself. And if I ever want to go look at it, you can click it and you'll see that it has some linked information, no date information, and I'm just going to publish it. Lastly, if you want to navigate through the drawings a little bit more, you can attach different attachments for the files here, or see the attachments. You can email or send this information out to somebody. So let's say you want to send out this information over to a sub or to the GC and like, hey, this is something I marked up. Can you please take a look at it? You can email this within Procore or email it within the sharing of devices. So you can actually select users within the project to send it to. So I don't think I have anyone in here. Send it to Dale. Dale's now going to get a message saying, hey, you should look at this drawing. You can also just print it if you're connected to a printer. And lastly, one of the coolest features. So if there is a visible markup on the drawing, or sorry, not visible markup. If there is a revision of the drawing, Procore allows you to compare the drawing against the previous version by hitting the little two squares at the top here that are overlapping. And what it does is it pulls the most recent version and puts it in blue, and then compares against the last issuance and puts it in red. So you can easily see the difference of what happened and what's new versus what has changed versus the old. And when you hit the little arrows on the bottom right or bottom left, you're able to kind of scroll through the sheets in this overview mode, which really quickly allows you to see the difference between the two sheets and what has been added. Additionally, if you just want to see what has happened on the one issuance, on the bottom left, there's the toggle sheets icon there. If you tap that, it will show you your most current drawing versus the old drawing. So you can easily see the difference. So let's zoom in here with those two light switches. Blue, that's our most recent one. Red, you can see that they've been removed. When I hit reset, just makes it a nice color. If you do want to see older versions of the drawings, you can compare with a whole different drawing itself. So you can see here's the drawing name at the top, level 1 power plan sector 2. And I want to just choose this drawing for vision 1. So since there's no changes because I'm comparing against the same drawing. Additionally, you can actually compare this with, let's say, the lighting plan and overlay this with the lighting plan. Just be aware that you would have to align the grids if they're not lined up. And again, you can then email out this comparison if you would like. Last thing is underneath the pin. Oh, sorry, that's not what I want to do. Is I want to do a link. is I want to link this actual drawing here. So let's say I have a prefab plan for this this electric room here. I'm going to select it and then I'm going to link it to a document. You can find a document within here, or I wonder if actually, can you link drawings on the tablet? Or if that's only on the web version. I think that's only on the web version. Regardless, I already have this marked up over here. So on the web version of this, the prefab team had marked up this drawing itself, and you can see this little blue square here. This will link you to another drawing, and these can actively be created anywhere. So you can actually link a prefab detail or a detail within another drawing to the drawing that you're on to quickly be able to look at the details that you need. And up top here, that little clock, you can look at recently looked drawings, so you can see that we can just easily navigate back to our last drawing. Or at the top left, where you see it says last next to the little icon up here, that will bring you to the last drawing. So if I click in the link and see where it says last up top, I can hit last and bring me right back to that drawing I was on. All right. I think I covered all the basics of the tool. Are there any questions for the next 5 minutes I can go over, or any problems that you have right now with the drawings tool, or anything you want me to go over again?
Hey, Corey, could you just go over again? I missed that section when you were like kind of measuring in the space. You were mentioning
Yep.
like ordering
Yep.
conduit, just like how you
Yep.
do that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so what we can do is once the drawing has been calibrated, and again, I know Procore is working on this. So at first you're gonna have to tell it an accurate measurement. So when you hit calibrate, you just have to click and hold 1 point and then drag it to a known distance. And once that known distance is there, you can always edit it a little bit, so you can always get as close to it as you can, so it's finite. Let's say this is our 20 feet here. I'm gonna recalibrate. So now this is calibrated. I can now use the ruler tool, the area tool, or the freehand tool to get some measurements. The ruler tool is just point to point. So if you click and hold on the page and drag, it's going to give you just a linear dimension. The area tool allows you to get an area. And again, this is going to be based on the color that you have up top here. So you can choose different colors. And then lastly, the other measurement tool is freehand, which would allow you to, let's say you want to measure a conduit run through this lab space, and it's going to be picking up all the data. Freehand. I can kind of just draw a line and give me an overall measurement. And when I click out of it, the measurement stays there. And you can either publish it or just delete it for your own purposes. And again, you can always just lasso. Yep. And delete it. It looks like any of the links to will not be deleted. It's just the markups that you create from the markup tool. Good question. Any other questions?
You have to publish it Do you have to publish a markup for it to save, or if you just randomly draw on it, exit it
Nope.
out, opened back up
Yeah.
the next day, it would still be there?
Yep. So if I just went in and, let's say I was doing my kind of my sketching for today, and I was like, yeah, we want to move the panels like over here. Possibly. I want to look at this tomorrow. And you just leave for tomorrow, it will stay there until you publish it. It will go to the web version for you. Here on the QR code, if you click this QR code, if you scan it with your iPad, your phone, whatever it is, it will bring you directly to this Procore page if you have access to it, so that your team can just access this one drawing. So, for instance, if you're doing prefab in one of the electric rooms or you have a specific layout, you can link that one drawing with that QR code and just put that QR code up in the room for people to look at so that they don't have to worry about looking at outdated drawings. I know that Andrew's been using it to great effect at Novo right now, so it's worth taking a look at it and messing around. You can't really hurt anything in it. The only thing you can do is just have markups that show on our side that aren't visible to anyone else but our team. So there's no way you can really delete drawings with your permissions. There's really nothing you can do to hurt it. So please open up project drawings that you're on and work on them. If there's an issue, please let me know. I can help you out. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you for joining today and have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.